How you doing, boot campers? Hopefully you had a nice and safe and healthy Easter and enjoyed a few too many Easter eggs like I did. I've been eating my own, my wife's and my kids, so I had way too much chocolate. But we've got a nice challenging session today, just to, I guess, turn over some of those calories and just get the body moving, ready to get into the weekend. So we're going to go through, do our normal warm-up as what we've been doing for the last few Fridays. So starting with some shuttle runs, going through our dynamic yoga flow, and then just doing some prep skill work with our broomsticks and bag before getting into our get-ups and our pike push-ups for our strength piece. Right? So we're going to start with our shuttle runs. Alright, so 12. Walking out to our inchworm, holding that tall plank for a brief moment, dropping down into upward facing dog. Right. Bring the foot through, press the hand hard into the ground as you lift the same leg and arm up. Bring the arm down, walking over to your pigeon stretch. Take that moment, just have a sit in the middle first, and then scan around as it gets a bit easier. Should be starting to get a bit better through these pigeon stretches over the last few weeks. Walk it in. So again, look for those progressions on the second time through. So you need to get across the body into those deeper positions. So going 3 to 4 times through that before grabbing our broomstick. And with our broomstick, starting with a nice wide grip, big shrug, 10 over and back through the middle. As it gets a bit easier, creep those hands in a little bit more. 9, 10. Right, then 5 big circles around one way, so back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, do another quick check over top. Make sure it's a bit easier. Down the outside of the arm, keep the elbow pointing forward, shoulders nice and level. Slowly wind it up. Okay, making sure we're not tipping with it. After about 10 seconds, try to pull back towards your face with your hand, holding on tight with the bottom hand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, and then wind it up a little bit more. So make sure when you do relax, you don't change the position of the arm. You just simply relax the tension that you're generating. Okay, push back again. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, relax, my arm doesn't change. And then after a second or two, gently wind it up a little bit more. Unwind, and then tuck that hand into your back pocket. All right. So again, just leveraging that elbow out, keeping the shuttle blade back. All right, squeeze back against the broomstick. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Leverage it forward a little bit more. Squeeze the shuttle blade back. And then same on the other side, so down the outside of the arm. Gently wind it up. And then pull back towards your face. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Same again. Squeeze. And relax. Right. Tuck it in behind. Squeeze your elbow back, pull the elbow forward. Right, and then squeeze the elbow back into the broomstick. Three, 2, 1, and then relax. Gently wind it up. Squeeze that shoulder blade back. And then relax in there. Do another couple of straight over the middles. And it should be nice and easy. Alright, if you want to, do some flossing side to side. Alright, just to get a little bit more out of those biceps. Alright, and potentially a little bit of nerve flossing or gliding through that pattern too. Alright. So let's get into our prep piece, and then we'll move into our strength. So with our prep today, we're going to start off same as what we've done last week. Okay, so your backpack full of cans. I've got a different backpack today. So I'm going to start with our feet shoulder width apart, and then from here, reaching the bag out in front as I sit into my squat, hang out on the bottom, come back up. So we're going to do 10 squats with the bag. All right, making sure that you're squeezing your bum really, really hard. Okay, only go as far down as you can keep the tension in your glutes. So if you get here and you lose it, try regain it and go down again. All right, or otherwise come back to the top. So hold it to where you can, lose it there, come back up and go again. All right, but otherwise I can keep my tension all the way down to the bottom, come back up to the top. All right, so 10 bag squats there. And we go down to our towel, different Batman towel this week. Okay, we're gonna do some shoulder taps, so 10 taps each side, starting shoulder width apart, feet where you need to stop body rock. All right, 1, 2, 3, going for 20, 4. This time I'm going to grab my broomstick. Do our broomstick squats. So this time we're going to basically pull ourselves into that squat, and then work our way back out of that. So 10 reps. So it should just give you a little bit of assistance. It should also stop you from leaning too far forward. So we're making sure that we're bending at the knees more than we are the hips, therefore making it a squat pattern rather than a hinge pattern. 3, 4, again, squeezing your bum, squeezing your quads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. With our positions this time, going for our toe or knee touches. All right, so keeping that bum up high and that tilt downward dog. From here, either touching opposite foot or opposite knee. 10 reps on each side. 3, 4, 5, 6. Pushing the hand hard into the ground. We got one more set with our prep, and then we got a new element to add to it this week. So we start off with our step back lunges. So nice and gentle touch down, drive up hard, keeping that weight to the front foot. Try and go 5 reps on one side and then 5 reps on the other side. Nice and gentle. Then we got our last movement, which is our 3-legged dog. We're going 5 reps on each leg. Okay. So push the bum up high, toes pointing at the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So it should be generally nice and warm right now. I got a bit of a sweat up. I'm not sure what the temperature is here. It's probably a lot warmer here than it is down in Brighton, Middleford, but otherwise it should get you relatively warmed up with that. Otherwise, the next piece, and even going into your first working sets, make sure you just take that little extra time, just do what you need to get your body temperature up. Right. So with our next prep bit, we're going to be doing a little bit of running in the conditioning. Okay, there's a bit of foreword for you. You'll see in the description anyway, so you'll know what you're getting into before you get into it. But we're going to start down this end. We're going to do some 2-foot pogos. Okay, so we'll try bounding. Looking to get as many reps as we can over that same distance that we shuttle runs to start off with. Alright. So we're going to do this 3 times through. Each time we're going to try and go a little bit higher, really trying to be soft landing, but then nice and high as we progress through. Okay. Once we've done our once through with our pogos, grab the soles of your shoes with your toes. Okay. So I'm literally gripping the bottom of my shoes, and then from here, I'm walking on my heels, but I'm keeping my head up high. So we should feel like our quads are squeezing, and as we get to the end of our length of our march, okay, we should start to feel it through the fronts of the shin, which is fine. Okay, just getting our ankles and those muscles around the lower limb ready for potentially a bit of a run. All right, so then it'll be the same again, bounce it back, go up a little bit more height. All right, then marching. All right, it's harder than it looks. Keep yourself tall. Don't feel like you need to fold yourself in half. Alright, hopefully you notice the change in heights. Yeah. Keep yourself tall. Grab the bottom of the shoes. Alright, lift those knuckles of the toes up high. Alright. So all the grabbing of the toes on the bottom of the shoe does just takes away some of the other muscles that help to lift the toes up, the smaller toes, right? They can sometimes help with that dorsiflexion, that lifting of the foot, but we then miss out on isolating that key muscle on the front of the shin there, most superficially, which is more in control of the arch of the foot. So if we can curl those toes up, we make it harder for those muscles to work, and then we can isolate that tibialis anterior a little bit more, okay? So 3 times through, pogos, heel marches, and then we should be ready to get into our strength piece. Alright, so if you've been finding the pike push-ups a little bit too easy, I'm going to show you a progression that we can do with the feet up on a chair. So find yourself a nice sturdy chair that allows you to get your bum up nice and high like we are normally, okay, in that downward dog type position. But then what we're going to do is rest our feet on the chair, so therefore putting a bit more weight into our arms, okay, so therefore increasing the load. So if you need to, drop these reps down to 6 or 8 again, or even down to 4 or 5. Okay, just make sure that you can control the reps, leave 1 or even 2 to 3 reps in reserve. Okay, so that means by the time you get to whatever reps you get to, you should feel like you can do 2 or 3 extra. Okay, that way we can mitigate the potential risk of touching down too heavily on the head. All right, but when in doubt, just make sure you drop the hips down just to push yourself into that push-up position to then take away any sort of falling down. Okay, so with our pike setup, we're going to set up the same so we can rehash on that. So we're going to create a triangle base. My head is going to replace my hands are going to replace my elbows. Okay, and I'm putting that pressure to the front part of my head. All right, from there I'm going to push my bum up high. Okay, and then we're going to try replicate that same pressing action, but take it a bit more vertical by this time, putting my feet up on the chair. Right. Gonna try to press my bum up high. Okay, gonna come down. Right, still in that tripod base at the bottom. Right, so I'm coming forward and down. Up. So I went for 6 there. So for me, that felt like I probably could do 2 to 3 extra, and then from there probably would struggle. Okay, so around that 9-10 rep mark would probably be the amount that I would max out on that. So I'm gonna stay shy of that, but then know I can probably repeat that 6 rep effort for the next 3 to 4 sets. Right, and in between our pike push-ups, we get our backpack full of cans again. And then going through our Turkish get up, but this time we're going to start on the ground. Alright, so it's going to move this chair from there. So what we're going to do is face a couple of different directions for you. So we're going to start on the ground. Think about lying fetal position on the side first of which the bag is. Alright, we're going to pull that onto our body, we're rolling onto our back. Press it up to the ceiling. So the same hand and same leg stay up, the opposite hand, opposite leg go out. Alright, I'm going to roll onto my elbow first. Alright, press up onto my hand. I'll show you from a different angle shortly. Alright, and then we're going to bring our knee underneath, square up, come around, stand up. Alright, step back with my opposite foot, bring my leg around, come down, alright, all the way down. Okay. So we're going to go 3 to 5 reps on each side. Make sure when we're changing sides that we don't go across the body. Alright, we're going to go around the other side of the head, just so you can see me from the other way now. So, hand up, knee up, other foot, so half a starfish. Okay, roll onto the elbow, make sure you are rolling, push through this foot to assist. Okay, keep that hand up to the ceiling, push up onto that hand, bring it nice and close to the hip, and that way we can bridge up really high, bring the knee underneath, all right, square up, bring the knee around, and then stand up. All right, stepping back with the opposite leg, bring the leg around, down, so straight down the side. Okay, kick off, slide or walk the fingers out. All right. And then, so again, 3 to 5 reps on each side, and we got anywhere, depending on how your pike push-ups are feeling, okay, anywhere from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reps, okay, or pushing on the push-ups, making them harder as you need to as well. You can even make an elevated push-up with your feet on the chair as well. All right. So let's recorrect right down. So I can even put my feet up on the bench, on the table or the chair. All right, and then from here, do a push up. Alright. Just be mindful, you don't need to necessarily get your face all the way down to the ground. If you want to get as low as that, you can put your hands up on some books. Just make sure it's not a sliding surface. Okay, so keep yourself safe. Adjust as you need to. Have a pillow there if you feel more comfortable. Just have a bit of a play around before you start. Try before you buy. But then try and just go through that Turkish get up in a full form. Watch that replay of those movements back a few times before getting into it as well. Alright? So 3 to 4 times through that, going through again 4 to 10 reps on our pike push-ups, okay, depending on how hard you're scaling it up. Then we got 3 to 5 get-ups from the ground with our backpack on each side. All right. So that's our strength. Let's get into our conditioning. All right, team. So for our conditioning today, I'm going to challenge you or encourage you to get outdoors if you can, if you're feeling up to it, and go for a bit of a run. So we've got a few options with our runs. So the prescribed distance I want you to try and challenge yourself to complete is 1 kilometer. All right. From there you can reduce it down to 750, right, or 500 meters. Alternatively, if you don't feel comfortable, if it's not warm enough to go for a run outside, okay, or if you are outside, you don't really want to run on the street, you can do shuttle runs, okay, but there's different rules. So I'll go through as though we're doing the run into the exercises as such, and then finishing with another run, okay. So say we've gone for our run, we've come back in, we're going to start off with what's called a 20 to 2, okay. So we've got 2 exercises, we've got lunges, and we got sit-ups. So in that, you'll start off with 20 reps of each exercise, okay? So I'd be doing 20 lunges, so you can either do a forward stepping lunge or you can choose to do a backward stepping lunge. If you find your knees get a little bit achy after the run, I would suggest doing the step back lunges, or if your knees are achy in general, doing the step back are going to be a bit more tolerable just because it loads the hip a bit more, whereas stepping forward there's a bit more shear strain on that knee. Okay, so step back if you feel uncomfortable through the knee at any stage, or alternate too. Okay, so that way you get the rump pump and the quad pump. All right, so you'll do 20. So it'll be 1 step back, 2, 3, and so on until you get 20 lunges, and then you'll do 20 sit-ups. So with our sit-ups, again, options for scaling. We go all the way down to the ground. Come up, touch the shoelaces. If you want to, you can do a butterfly sit-up. Right. Your choice. But with this butterfly sit-up, we want to try and do get the shoulders in line with the knees as well. All right, just so we get that same range of movement. Otherwise, if we're touching the toes, relative, okay, it's not quite the same range of movement. All right, so doing a full sit-up. Otherwise, going hands to knees. All right, exhale on the way up. Make sure your shoulder blades touch the ground on the bottom. Otherwise, doing what's called a curl up. So we have one leg straight, and then from here, we're just curling up. All right, trying to get the ribs to come down towards the pelvis. If we can get that, that means we're engaging the abs enough anyway. All right. So if you're doing the curl up, you'll do 10 reps on each side, but essentially we're trying to keep it even if we do it that way, or on the lunges as well. But 20 reps. Once we do 20 and 20, we then go back to the lunges. We then end up doing 18 lunges. So we do 9 on each leg. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 17, 18. Okay, and then I'll do 18 sit-ups. Then I'll do 16, 16, 14, 14, 12, 12, 10, 10, 8, 8, 6, 6, 4, 4, 2 and 2. So 20 to 2. All right, taking away 2 reps every time. As soon as we finish that, okay, we'll then go into doing our next little set, which is a 10 to 1 of squats and push-ups. Okay, so you'll do 10 squats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then I'll do 10 push-ups. Okay, so chest to ground, 1, 2, 3, otherwise go on knees, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I would go 9 squats, 9 push-ups, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. All right. Once we finish both of those couplets, we'll then try and return for another run. All right. So second run can either be equal distance. So if you start off with, or do the same as what you started off with, okay, so either the kilometer, 750, or the 500, all right, then you'll do that the same, or second run can be a little bit less, but try, if you do 500, do 500 again. If you do the 1 kilometer or the 750, you can bring it down to 500 in the second run, right? But try and challenge yourself, go for that long distance. Don't worry so much about the time, just try and get the reps done, right? We'll be challenging our second run, and those legs are gonna be more fatigued. If you are planning to do it more in a backyard or indoor, where shuttle runs are more appropriate, what you can do, start off with 20 shuttle runs, okay? Do your lunges, your sit-ups, and then your squats and push-ups, and then do, before changing between your lunges and your sit-ups, you'll do, say, 10 shuttle runs, all right? Do your push-ups and squats, and then do another 20 shuttle runs, all right? Try and make your shuttle runs out to be reasonably long distance. It just still means you're doing something, but it just means you're not doing as much. But the shuttle runs themselves have their own unique sort of challenge with them too. All right. So have some fun with those ones for a fun Friday session. Do let me know how you go. Love the banter. Love to see how you challenge yourselves. So let me know what you chose for your run. Let me know how you did with your push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and lunges. All right. And also let me see your setup for your pikes. All right. So if you've been challenging yourself with those pikes for the last couple of weeks and the Turkish get-ups, please let me see how they're going. And I'll see you all next week.